Welcome, detectives. Today's puzzles will put your detective skills to the test. So, what do you say? Ready to find out what you're made of? Then watch this video till the end and try to solve as many riddles as you can. And before we start, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Alright, once you're ready, listen closely to the first riddle. Riddle number 1. A thief waited until nightfall to make his move. Under the cover of darkness, he broke into the museum and stole a valuable painting. The next morning, a detective reviewed the security footage and identified 3 possible suspects. He went to their homes to question them one by one. The suspects were Alex, Victoria, and George. Alex said he was asleep at the time of the robbery, but no one could confirm his alibi. Victoria claimed she was working from home and added that she's not even interested in art. George admitted he had visited the museum during the day, but insisted he didn't steal the painting. The detective carefully listened to their statements and immediately knew who was lying. So he arrested one of them on the spot. What do you think? Who's lying? The detective noticed that Victoria had a very similar painting hanging in her home, almost identical to the one that was stolen. That's why she became suspect number 1. Riddle number 2. The detective received a call about a murder at a house. He immediately arrived at the crime scene. As he entered the house, he saw 3 people standing near the body. Help the detective figure out who committed the murder. The detective noticed blood on the chef and a gun on the man to the right. But the real killer was the woman, because the detective saw a bloody knife hidden behind her back. Justin is having some trouble at school, but he found out that his parents are planning to give him a new bike tomorrow. So he needs to improve his grades, or he won't be getting that bike. Solve the first puzzle. What do you think should go in place of the question mark? To give the right answer, you need to count the line intersections. Here, there are 4. But over here, there are as many as 20, and that's the correct answer. Now let's solve this next puzzle. Write the correct answer to this riddle in the comments. So, what about this one? What's the answer to the question? You need to throw the ball straight up. That way, it'll come right back to you. Looks like you helped Justin with all the tasks, and now he can safely head home to get his bike. Riddle number 4. One hot summer day, Detective Quizman decided to take a break by the river. Suddenly, he heard a woman crying and rushed over to help. What's wrong? What happened? He asked the sobbing girl. Please, calm down and tell me everything from the beginning.
How can I calm down? You have no idea how much that bracelet meant to me.
The girl said through her tears.
I come to this beach every day. To tan my arm, I took off the bracelet and placed it next to my book. Then I accidentally dozed off, and when I woke up, it was gone.
Detective Quizman paused for a moment. There were no footprints in the sand near the woman, only her own. There were no strangers on the beach either. The detective would have noticed. That meant the bracelet could have only been taken by one of the regulars, the same people now standing around the inspector, watching closely. Detective Quizman looked around, and in just a second he figured it out. So, Who stole the bracelet? Detective Quizman realized the thief was the person with the fishing rod. Only they could have reached the bracelet without leaving any footprints in the sand. Riddle number 5. Once again, during his vacation, Detective Quizman was urgently called to an airfield near Los Angeles. Police had overheard part of a suspicious phone call. Someone was planning to smuggle a bomb onto a flight headed for Alaska. The goal was terrifying: to detonate the bomb at high altitude and cause a deadly disaster. Dozens of innocent lives were at risk. Detective Quizman arrived at the airfield and began carefully observing the passengers from a distance. Someone among them was planning to sneak the bomb on board. But who? After just a few moments of watching the crowd, the detective suddenly pointed to one of the passengers. Who do you think caught his attention? The detective grew suspicious of the last passenger in line. He was the only one heading from hot California to freezing Alaska with no luggage and no warm clothes. Oh no! Bob's parachute didn't open, and now he's plummeting toward the ground. What do you think? Should he aim for the lake or the haystack to survive? He should try to land on the haystack. Do you see the shark fins in the lake? He'd definitely die if he landed there. Number 7. Jeremy was a popular treasure hunting blogger. One day, he posted a photo and shared that he had found an amazing treasure. He captioned it, "Found an insanely cool treasure." But in the comments, some of his followers claimed he was lying and had photoshopped the picture. Why did they think that? Only the most observant followers noticed that the treasure chest wasn't casting a shadow, which means he added the chest using Photoshop. Tom arrived at his beloved's castle in the middle of the desert. He wants to marry her, but to do that, he must pass a challenge. In front of him are 4 pots, each one holding a key. Tom needs to pick one key from any of the pots. But there's a catch. Above the first pot is a bowl filled with corrosive acid. Above the second, a bowl of raging fire. Above the third, a bowl full of poisonous scorpions. And above the fourth, a deadly cobra. Tom isn't allowed to knock the bowls over or flip them. Which pot should he choose? Tom should choose the second bowl and put out the fire using sand. He's in the desert after all. And finally, he'll be able to marry his beloved. There are 6 glasses lined up on the table. The first 3 are full of water, and the other 3 are empty. Your task is to move just one glass so that full and empty glasses alternate. How can you do it? You don't need to move anything. Just take glass number 2 and pour its water into glass number 5. Alright, now it's time to test your detective skills. I'll show you a clue, and your job is to figure out who left the clue behind. She's got movie tickets right here, which means the popcorn at the crime scene was left by this girl. This time, the criminal was given away by the trail of blood. Did you manage to spot it? And this time, the watch was left behind by this lady. Did you notice this girl has only 4 fingers? And there are exactly 4 fingerprints. She's the one who left them. How did you do with the puzzles? Write in the comments how many correct answers you got. And if you forgot to count, just write an estimate. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Good luck, and see you next time.